Hello there. Welcome to Jedi and the Mailman, Season 3. Jimmy, it's unbelievable. 3 seasons of this thing.
Woo, doggies.
Hmm. We're getting
That's what I
old.
gotta say. If I start crying like Mike McCarthy, you know how important it is to me and
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
How you feeling about our new head coach?
I feel like we're going to be the exact same that we were. We'll just have a good defense and a good offense and a bad defense.
Well, defense and offense have both been pretty bad, so that would be an improvement to have one
Yeah.
get better.
I don't know. It's a change.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. The reports from different people, they weren't any good. Some reports are they're really good.
Mhm.
We'll see what happens. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
give it
I
a.
mean,
I
it's
think we get a receiver too, and we let Will Howard back there to sling it. We'll see what happens.
yeah. I'm excited for the change. It's kind of goes away from what the Steelers typically do when they replace a head coach, but who knows? They got to do something different. So I'm
Yeah.
all for it. We'll see what
Hey, and I
happens.
tell you what, like, I had to switch jobs from last year to this year. The first one blew up in my face,
Hmm.
but then I've kind of stumbled into a position where I'm just like, teaching's really this easy? Like,
Yeah,
what? How's it this easy now?
that's great.
So I mean, it can be what it is. We've got the Nerdy Bookshelf over there on Instagram. Hello there, Nerdy Bookshelf. Man, we need to get together, sir. I will reach out to you soon. Um, we have a topic that we want to do,
Mhm.
and we just gotta kind of lock that down. So that'll be exciting.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I have some people we got to talk to. That woodworking guy, we got to find him
Oh
again.
yeah, yeah.
So, but
I I watch his reels every day on Instagram.
yep.
It's one that I'll stop every time and watch it all the way through. He
Yeah.
makes some cool stuff, man.
If people don't know this, Mike and I are now 50, and in Mike's
We
50 years of
are.
wisdom, he decided to get a puppy.
Yeah.
Um,
So you'll
so
probably hear her in the background.
do we have a name yet?
It's Daisy.
Daisy, as
That's
in Daisy
why.
Ridley.
Yeah, well, yeah. That,
There you
but
go.
the name has a lot to do with the reason why we got her.
Okay.
So, I don't. 2025 was a crap year
Yeah.
for me and for a lot of people. I mean, for our whole country, honestly. And it doesn't seem to be getting better at this point. But, anyways, lost my mother-in-law in 2025, and her favorite flower was daisies. And my
Hmm.
wife has been looking at dogs forever, and my daughter found this dog, Daisy, and it's just the magic happened.
There you go. The force
They
willed it.
fell in love, and yep. So we have little Daisy. She's
Nice.
uh she's a little Jack Russell mixed with something else. She's a good dog. She's real smart. She got the house training thing down pretty quick. I mean,
Dang,
she's
all right.
not completely housebroken, but far enough along. She's great. She's a
Cool.
cool
Well,
little
that's
puppy.
awesome, man.
Yep.
I'm always down for a little puppy love.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'll get to meet her this summer. That'll be cool. That'll
Mhm.
be cool. But yeah, so how has your I mean the folks I know how things are going, but how are
Mhm.
things going since we took a little break, started a little bit before Christmas.
Mhm.
And then we just kind of it fell on my birthday. We are gonna come back, and then we're just like, all right, and then life kind of gets in the way. So we're back now.
Yep.
Um, so how have things been? How was Christmas and how was New Year's and stuff in the new year?
It's sort of a mixed bag. I mean, there's definitely some good stuff. I got this new background, so that was cool. I got some cool Star Wars presents for Christmas. I got for my birthday, I got a bunch of whiskey, and I love whiskey.
Nice.
But along with all the good, there's some personal tragedy. I mean, a little bit about what's going on in my life. And I don't want to bring everybody down, but there's a cool kind of Star Wars story involved with it too. Um, my little brother, he he's had difficulties his whole life. He's unwell. We've known, he wasn't gonna live the full life that you would kind of expect, but he is 43 years old. But he's in end stage renal failure. His kidneys are shutting down on him. So at some point this year, we're going to lose my little brother. And um, it's pretty fantastic the way the community's responded. You know, like a lot of my old friends and stuff like that have contributed. We started a fundraiser to raise money for his end of life celebration and whatnot, and it's just amazing the Star Wars community. Like we get on here and do this silly little show, and it's more or less just for you and me to catch up, whatever. But some people seem to enjoy what we do, and we're happy for those people. But um, I set up this fundraiser for my brother, and lo and behold, the first person to donate to this fundraiser was Tahu, who's almost always in the chat on this show. He's been with us since the very beginning. I mean, clear on the other side of the world in Australia, a guy I'd never would have met ever if had we not do this show. And it's just really touching how he reached out and contributed, and even some of the other fans and whatnot, like Sam in the City, the first female Jedi. She's got a big reach, and she put my fundraiser out there, reposted it for people, and everybody else. It's just done what they can, and I'm just so thankful for this little community that we've established, and it's really touching.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Oh.
And your Steelers stuff it went like the Steelers season. It just collapsed.
Yeah, it just fell.
There you go. Gotta get some sticky tape. So yeah. Man, it is an impressive community. We want to thank everybody.
Yes.
And we'll post. I don't know. We had mentioned it. I don't know if we reposted it or not. My plan was to do that. If we haven't yet, we definitely will, obviously.
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that was. So, but we'll do it again here. People want to help out. That'd be great. But it is 2026.
It is.
And you found this article before it came out. Well, this article came out January 4th, 2026 by Miguel Fernandez from StarWarsNews.net. StarWarsNewsNet.com. I always want to put the .net there. StarWarsNewsNet.com. And excuse me. And so they have these 26 questions. We'll get through as many as we can, and if there's enough left, we'll come back around and knock them out next week or something. But
yeah, some of the questions have actually been answered. But
yeah, it was funny because I just wanted to wait to read them, so I popped them up real quick right before I came downstairs, and I was like, "Oh, okay, well that's been answered." But there's a lot of good questions in there,
and there's a lot to. I mean, the ones that have been answered too. There's a lot to comment on as far as how is it going to change Star Wars and whatnot. So yeah, I thought it was a really good article. And there's Tahu.
Yeah,
it's go time.
It's go time.
Thanks for chopping in, brother.
Go time with the bro time. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and dive into this.
Let's do it.
The first question has been answered. They haven't broken down. So this first section is called General Management and Star Wars Development Questions. Who will succeed Kathleen Kennedy as Lucasfilm president?
Who could it be?
Who could it be? Who could it be now?
I don't know if it's a job that can be handled by one person. Do you think so, Jimmy?
Oh my gosh. I'm just going to go out on a limb. They're going to get a really creative person. They're going to get a really business-minded person. They're going to smush them together.
That sounds like one really good idea.
So obviously we know that Lin-Wen Brennan and all of her power, her like 30 years of experience or whatever at running ILM and basically everything else, business-wise behind the scenes is going to be taken up. We're assuming the business side of things. And then we have the Padawan
and the cowboy hat.
Yeah. So the term cowboy hat Star Wars, we'll see what happens. I'm assuming that'll be like the new, like, you had like Disney Star Wars, and now that it's a change, Lin-Wen's kind of going to be able to fly under the radar a little bit because I think that Filoni will get blamed for everything.
Yeah.
People who love him will hate him, and you know, so
I think that's how it goes in that position.
Yeah, thankless job.
Yep.
And then
I think you guys talked about it a lot already on the different shows and whatnot, but I think it's a good a good fit. I think it's a good, you got two people that have really put their heart and soul into Star Wars, and their dedication has paid off. And I think they're going to do a good job at it. I know people want, there's a lot of shade on Kathleen Kennedy and whatnot, but I think she did the best job that she could, and I think these two folks are going to do the best job that they can. I think there's a lot about it that we don't know. Like I don't know that we 100% understand the job. What it entails. Um, I think there's probably a lot of things that they want to do, but ultimately, even though they're in charge of Lucasfilm, they're still not the final arbiter of everything. Like we saw
No, when
that
we
with
found that out,
with the Ben Solo picture. Like
yeah,
Kathleen Kennedy was behind, everybody was behind it, and Bob Iger said no. So, I guess you want the best person that you can have in charge of Lucasfilm, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everything that they want, their vision is necessarily going to be seen through, because they still have to do that stupid thing of convince people that don't know anything, that have the money to, invest in their thing. And that's one of the things I think Kathleen Kennedy had such a leg up in, with her track record, that as long as she'd been in the business, she can go into a Bob Iger's office and convince him to
for the most part,
spend.
yeah.
Yeah. And I guess it's yet to be seen how, I know Dave's been working under her. He seems like he's been groomed for this position. So I'm sure he's been taught well. And I guess it's yet, we have to see how it's going to all work out.
Yeah.
How well did he learn?
I tell you what, the politics behind it all. Real quick, a shout out to Limitless Nerd over on Instagram. We're getting ready to hopefully do a show. I think have them come on the show. I think that's what's happening. Something Jack's been dealing with, but yeah. So we're excited for that. So what's up, Limitless Nerd? Thanks for joining us over there on Instagram. Yeah, the politics of it all, man. Like, how's it going? I kind of said this when I was on Brandon's show on Sunday, Brandon and John's show on Sunday. They had a live show, and I hopped on there and talked about Maul and stuff. And it's just the politics of everything, how everything works out. John's a Steelers fan, so he was like,
Nice.
It's like Tomlin's how I'm not going to show you how I make the sausage kind of thing. I feel like sometimes wouldn't they be better off just being honest? Like, hey,
I would think so.
Like, if you don't want, I don't know. I try to work and live my life where I can explain the things I do. Now, does that mean I've done everything right? No, I've made mistakes and will continue to make them. But, like in school and my job, like I always if the principal walks in, can I explain what I'm doing?
Right.
Can I, rationalize or whatever I got to do? Like, can I say this is why we're doing this right now? And I don't understand why, I know there's millions and billions of dollars mixed into it, but you can give us some clarity behind hey, I feel like we got it whenever they, when Adam Driver kind of threw Bob Iger and the other guy under the bus saying they denied it. So I don't know. That's kind of bonkers to me. We'll see what happens though. Sometimes I've seen this in coaching and things like that. Like when a new coach comes in, sometimes there's a new pecking order or something in the high school sports side of things. Like sometimes things I could do as a head coach, like the new coaches are asked not to do it because they've got to earn that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, because the AD doesn't know them like he knows me, even though they've been with me for 5-6 years. So
yeah,
there'll be a learning curve, I'm sure. That's probably why we don't know what's coming out for 2028 yet.
Yeah.
And it kind of leads us to our next question too. I have no idea for this one. Their second question was, who will succeed Bob Iger as Disney CEO? Well, as long as it's not Doug or Bob Chapek, who was
it's awful.
Yeah, it was terrible and didn't even make it. I don't even think he made it a year, did he?
I don't think so.
I don't know how long he was there, but I feel like Bob Iger is back. Bob Iger is going to be so grumpy and he wanted to. I've made billions of dollars and I want to go enjoy it.
Yeah,
and
this is another job where. I don't 100% understand what that position entails. You know what I mean? it seems to me like you just get paid a boatload of money to try to do your best to please the shareholders,
Yeah.
and it
I-
it doesn't seem like they're individuals that really have any creative know-how or any idea of really what's going on in society or the world at large, and they just sort of make arbitrary decisions over.
Skywalking Ryan, what's up? It's going, my man. Yeah, we know Mike and I both are pretty big fans of the Weekly Planet podcast, and they just torch these fools constantly.
Mhm.
And how they're just disconnected from
I
society,
mean,
like from
how could you be a normal person when you make that kind of money?
yeah,
Like it's
I wonder though, like I know like I'm not getting into politics or anything like that, but like, like our president likes McDonald's. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's like
Mhm.
good or bad, however you view them, like, so like you can have, I like Star Wars or I like movies or,
Mhm.
but I think people who are in these positions are wired a little bit differently. That's how they get these positions. And
Yeah.
I do think they're a little out of touch. But as a boss, you've got to put people underneath you that you can trust them. And if they don't do their
Mhm.
job, you fire them and find someone else that can.
Mhm.
And I think that, if your people, and then, coming back to your comment where, Kathleen and them all brought that to him and he's like, nah, that just shows you or shows those employees that you don't trust them.
Mhm.
So then
Absolutely.
what kind of relationship is that moving forward? Like the boss doesn't trust me. So what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah, I don't know either. This is an impossible question for us to answer, I think,
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't
because
even.
yeah, I don't know who is even in that stratosphere, and probably going to be a name of someone we've never heard of or know anything about.
Um, it says the search committee at the company is expected to announce its decision this year. The current favorite is believed to be Josh Damaro, the head of parks, with Dana Walden having led the polls for many years. An outside candidate could still be named. Damaro is a big driver of price hikes at the parks, while Walden has been holding down the fort of TV for many years. Two very different profiles. Both could bring very different perspectives to the job. So neither one sounds great.
No, no. Not to get into politics again, but it would be interesting. There was a time in this country where CEOs didn't make like 10 million times as much as the average employee. They made like maybe twice as much as the average employee. And you had a more normal person in charge, that like, I don't want to feel bad for multi-billionaires, but in reality, how can you expect them to be normal people? Like
Yeah,
you
it's tricky.
cannot have that kind of money and be a normal person. It's just not possible.
No, you
And it would be nice if we could reset to that position where the people that were in charge have some real life experience, know what the people that, they're not so far removed. But
yeah.
that genie, the genie's out of the bottle with that. I don't think
You
there's
think
any.
about, they talk about it like when the corporations came in and started buying up the movie companies and stuff and how that
Mhm.
kind of went out the window. And then you're right too. I mean, not that they can't be good people, they just don't understand. It's like a politician saying, "Oh, I get it." Well, no,
No, you
you were
really
born
don't.
with a silver spoon in your mouth,
Uh,
and you made $1.4 billion last year. You don't get it.
no, I
You
mean
have more
you can.
wealth than
Yeah, you
people.
can empathize with people, but if you've never been hungry, you don't know what a hungry person is going through. You know what I mean? Like if you've never had to struggle to pay the rent, you can try to put yourself in those footsteps and empathize with those people, but you don't know.
Yeah, you don't get it at all. So, yeah, I mean, so that'll be interesting. I mean, that's a lot because then you've got this relationship with Linwen. I mean, that's a lot of moving parts if you think about this.
Yeah.
Linwen and Dave have to, and I know there's probably some kind of structure there,
Mhm.
but if they're like legitimately sharing, I don't know if they could really. One of them has to be in charge because like they always say he's president and CEO, and then she's co-president. So it's
Mhm.
like, I guess I want to look this up. Let me see real quick, but
Yeah. How does that power
you
shared?
have those
Who has
2.
the final say?
Yeah, you have those 2, then you have Bob Iger. They're gonna get a
Mhm.
relationship in the next couple months, or they've probably been building that relationship, and then he's gonna go away,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be like,
But if I mean, they're probably pulling someone from inside, so I'm sure that they have a relationship with the other, upper echelon of management that may be stepping into that role too. So I'm sure they're not complete strangers to whoever's stepping in. You know what I mean?
So
And
you've
I don't.
got
I kind of think it's going to take, no matter what, no matter how this falls out, I think it's going to take years to see if anybody's actually going to be a success. You know what I'm
well,
saying? Like,
yeah, I mean,
you're going to have
because
to put out multiple movies and then those be successful and, have a good track record of growth and whatnot.
it
Or you could completely fall on your face like Bob Chapek did and,
blow
completely
it
blow
up.
it and be out on your, well, I'm sure he's got another
I'm
multi-billion
sure he
dollar
got a
job
nice
too.
severance package of $40 billion for ruining
Yeah.
Disney. Here, here's your bonus. What's that David Zaslav guy, right? Isn't that the one that's
Yeah.
over there at Fox
From
that slices everything up
Warner
and
Brothers. Yeah.
makes money as he's like destroying films
Mhm.
and stuff?
Yep.
On Lucasfilm.com, they have Dave Filoni listed as president and chief creative officer, Lin-Wen Brennan co-president. So Dave's pulling the strings. She's going to
Yeah.
be the money lady, I think. And then he had Carrie Beck, who for a long time I thought she was going to be the one who came up with him.
Mhm.
She's the one who was really close with Dave when it came to like the animation stuff and everything.
Mhm.
She's now executive vice president. And you have Momita Sengupta, executive vice president. And then you just got a bunch of people. You got 4 or 5, 6 people under them. You got people under them. So
Yeah, I wish I understood it a little bit better because I certainly don't want to sell anybody short. I'm sure, like you said, we've sung the praises of Lin Wen just by looking at her, the
resume,
things that she's done and all the accomplishments she has. And I certainly don't think she's, just in the background crunching the numbers and not having any involvement. I'm sure she's, as a co-president, she's got, some say and, power too. So I don't want to,
yeah.
I don't know. We don't know enough about these Hollywood jobs.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to even pretend to like I know what's happening. But this next question is huge, I think. And I'll read the question and I'm gonna read their response. And
Mhm.
again, this is from StarWarsNews.net. Miguel, let me give him all the credit. Miguel Fernandez. We read a lot of his stuff. He does a pretty good job.
Yeah, this is. There are a lot of. We pull. I got
Well,
one of the staples of our show is we pull up some of these articles and then we trash them. But every once in a while, we find articles like this guy. Like this is not your typical. Not your typical Hollywood.
piece.
Yeah, article. It's not like This is in depth. It really. There's a thought behind it.
I just
There's
say there's some
research.
thought into this.
It's a well written, well done article.
AI didn't write this one. So,
No.
so question 3 is what happens to Favreau after Mandalorian and Grogu comes out? Favreau
Mhm.
signed a lucrative 5-year overall deal at Disney back in 2019. That partnership supposedly ended in 2024, though no renewal was ever announced. We assume he's been hanging around at the lot to finish the work on Mandalorian and Grogu. But the question now becomes, what's next? What next? If the movie is successful and gets a sequel, does he come back and write and direct? Or is he simply an executive producer and moves on to something else? Will he still be developing shows for Star Wars or for Disney Plus? And perhaps more importantly, does he want to keep working on Star Wars? He ultimately affects the end game of New Republic era interconnected story too. And we don't really know. So yeah, so his contract was up 2 years ago now. He
Mhm.
stuck around to make this movie. And my understanding, and last night, Rebel Scum Con announced a bunch of new people coming in, and it was a bunch of people from Mando and Grogu, and they actually have Lateef coming back, and they announced Brendan Wayne's coming back. And Brendan made this comment about, yeah, we're still doing things right now. Like they're still filming stuff, trying to get things locked in, which is
Wow.
I mean, that's how I took it because he was like, he tried to make light of it, and then I can't remember what happened. I had to go, but on their show last night, he said like straight up, like, because he was gonna say, oh yeah, we can talk about what filming was like. He's like, well, what filming is like, because right now we're
Wow.
still doing it or something like that, trying to get everything locked in. So I was like, wait, what the hell? Like we're still
That
filming.
movie comes out in 4 months.
Yeah, that movie's coming out shortly. So I mean, I guess they know what they're
Actually,
doing.
like 3.5 months.
Yeah, I mean, it's not long because I mean,
No.
we're almost. I mean, the end of this week we're in February, so
Yeah.
we got a couple more months, and
Mm.
we'll be on it. And we'll be freaking out, and then it'll be like Christmas morning. It'll be over, and we'll be like, huh.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's so weird. Life is so bonkers. We don't want to get too deep. But what does John do? Like, what do you think? Like, I mean, the guy is so talented,
Mhm.
actor, director, writer, producer. I mean, you sees his buddy, him and Dave are pretty tight. Does he
Mhm.
stick around, do stuff? Hey, I've got this idea, got that idea. I
Yeah.
mean,
It'd be nice to hear from him, you know what I mean? Like, I would love for Johnny Favs to stick around and do more, but I don't know, does he have another story to tell? Or is The Mandalorian, that time period and those characters, that story, is that where he was locked in at? You know, this is a story I want to tell. He's told it. And like you said, if Mando and Grogu is a super success, does that lead to another movie? Does that lead to another season? Does that spin off into some new Star Wars TV show? And does Jon Favreau really need to be involved? Or does Jon Favreau have other things that he wants to, other avenues that he wants to explore? You know, he's not just a Star Wars guy. You know,
no,
he's
no,
done
this guy is,
lots.
oh my gosh, his resume. I think
Mhm.
people underestimate him because he's so not snobby. Like when he comes
Yeah,
out, he's so like he seems so down to earth and like I mean, one of my highlights is just listening to him and Dave talking. It's like he forgot we were all there and they're just having this conversation
yeah.
and he was just so into it. Um, but I mean, he's done everything. I mean, he's got
Hmm.
Star Wars, he's got Marvel,
Hmm.
um, like and then he's done just these, his acting and I mean and stuff. I mean, he was in Replacements. He was, he
Hmm.
was Chef, the movie Chef, the cooking
Hmm.
show he did, Chef.
Hmm.
The guy is talented. I think, whatever he wants to put his mind to, he can do. And
Yeah.
for someone like him, it's like, all right, I did this. And
Hmm.
now what's next? I know for some of us, most of us, almost all of us, it's hard for us to wrap our head around leaving
Yeah.
Star Wars, but that's just his day. Like that's just what he does. Like
Yeah.
I made
Yeah. I'm waiting
I
for my first success, not
yeah,
not planning on my third or fourth or fifth.
yeah. I mean, he single-handedly brought the Marvel Cinematic Universe into
Hmm.
with that movie and
Yep.
I don't think he gets enough credit for the things he's done, and I love, like, most of the stuff he's in.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that, like, he should be writing everything, but directing and producing and stuff
Mhm.
like that, like, I do think some of his, like, dialogue and some things are a little herky-jerky, and, again, we never know who's doing what and who's writing
Mhm.
what and stuff like that, and what you assume he has control of, but producing, um helping with storylines, those kinds of things. I would love it if he stuck around, but he also is a big techie. I mean, he's
Mhm.
kind of responsible for the volume.
Yeah.
Like, he
Yeah.
worked
Which
really
is
hard on
mhm.
those live action remakes that they were doing, Jungle Book, and then,
Yep.
I mean, he's done a ton of things for Disney.
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and where they've come with the volume, I mean, that alone, that is such an accomplishment. You know, we've talked about it before, how
oh yeah, that's
some of
one
the
of the
first shows that we've seen on the volume were just terrible, but as we go along the way, it's just gotten better and better. And yeah, like you said, he was kind of a driving force with pushing that stuff forward.
yeah.
Yeah, he was in
I was
Friends.
actually gonna mention that, Tahoe. I didn't know anybody would get that reference, though, but he's that weird, I can't remember what his job is, but I know he's into, like, MMA, and he's not very good at it.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. He's in there for a couple episodes, I think, as Courtney Cox's Monica's boyfriend.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, he's, you know, as far as actors go, he's one of those actors you could see yourself running into at a bar and not being like starstruck and overwhelmed by him. He just seems like such a down to earth guy, but super, super talented, you know?
yeah,
But
so
yeah, I mean, I'd love to see John Favreau keep his toe dipped in the waters here and, have input and help with whatever. But I, to me, and I have no outside knowledge or inside knowledge or any knowledge really at all. I'm a dumb, uh, dumb guy. But um, I think he's
oh,
probably
that's right,
done.
he does.
I think he's probably done.
Oh, all right.
I mean, just like we said, all the different things he's dabbled in. I think he's seen Mandalorian through 3 seasons
In the
onto the
movie.
movie. I personally don't see Mandalorian and Grogu going any farther than this.
I see
I think this
Grogu
is
moving forward, but not the Mando, probably.
possibly possible, but I think this is probably the end of that storyline, and I think
Unless it's
think
wildly
Johnny Favs is going to
successful.
move on, and yeah, What do you think it's going to be wildly successful?
Well, there's a question coming up that we'll answer.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, that's
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I mean, honestly, I hope he stays. I
Hmm.
don't know if he will. I said like I do think that like he has been like like Skywalker and Ryan, he was in Batman Forever. I don't
Hmm.
remember that part. There's a lot of people in that movie if I recall
Yeah,
correctly. So that's the one with like Dr.
Mr.
Freeze and
Freeze,
all Mr.
yeah,
Freeze and all that.
uh-huh.
Like there's so much
So
going
much
on in
going
that
on in
film.
that movie.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Um Here's a big one. We've talked a lot, this comes out on the heels of Kathleen Kennedy. In my eyes, I don't know how you see it, Mike. I feel like she threw Dave and Linwin under the bus
Mm.
with her exit interview where she's like, "Where all these movies are there, now it's up to these guys to do it because I was too much of a coward to do it." That's how it came across to me. And I'm
Yeah.
somebody who I am not pro or con Kathleen Kennedy. I want to make sure everyone understands that. I'm not like a Kathleen Kennedy hater.
Hmm.
Do I think she has an agenda? 100%. Everybody does.
Hmm.
Do we know what her agenda is? 100%. But and I'm fine with whatever, you know what I mean? It's like just make good Star Wars and I don't care what you do. But um I was pretty turned off by this interview she gave, and it just really, to me, it felt like she was not doing those two any favors by announcing to the world that all of this stuff is out there and it's up
Yeah.
to them now to make these decisions. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it seemed cowardly
Yeah.
to me.
I
So
didn't I didn't
that's
get the same. I didn't have the same take on the article.
yeah.
I mean, all those titles that are out there, they've been out there for as long
Oh,
as you've been,
yeah.
since I got back into this, since you guys
Yeah.
started doing the podcast and stuff and got me into this, all those titles have been on the, out there. She didn't push them through. And to me, she's just handing off the baton. I don't think she has any malice towards them. I think the way I read it and the way I've seen it go down, it seemed like there was a plan, a succession plan. I think she's helped mentor Dave along the way. And I think I don't know. I didn't feel the same way. I didn't take I don't know, the same thing from those comments,
Well, that's
but
okay. I
everybody
mean,
has
I might be
opinions.
missing it, but I just felt like if I'm taking over, I don't
Mhm.
want people to know or even be thinking about what's out there. Like, give me 10 minutes to get my feet underneath me,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll
I
see
don't,
what happens with that. But that's the
yeah.
question is, what will the next Star Wars movie to be to enter pre-production now that Starfighter has wrapped? We have
Mhm.
all these things. We have Taika Waititi, we have the Simon Kinberg trilogy, we have, um, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, we have the Dawn of the Jedi, which that's been shelved. We have
Mhm.
the Hunt for Ben Solo script. We have all this stuff, and there's things that we don't even know about probably
Mhm.
as well. We have the Lando thing. Gosh, I don't even know what else there was in that article. But do you have
Yeah.
any thoughts on, and people out there too? Like if you're listening and on Instagram, or if you're over on if you're on YouTube with us, or even on Facebook, what do you guys think the next movie will be? And my other question to you too, Mike, is do we get an announcement from like I feel like we're missing like this a video or a short of something of Lin-Wen and Dave like kind of introducing themselves to Star
Yeah.
Wars fandom and like, hey, we're super excited to take over, even if it's some kind of like gallery thing on Disney Plus, and this is our plan, this is what we want to do.
Mhm.
Um, that's usually what happens, I think. I mean, at least usually it'll happen. I mean, I guess it's not the head of Disney, so maybe not for the shareholders as much, but I don't know. Dave understands the fans a little bit, and I think he probably understands our antsiness. But let's say that's coming. What do you think they announce? Like what do you think is gonna be like? Hey, this is what's coming.
Well, to answer the question, my I think the next movie that goes into pre-production is Simon Kinberg's trilogy, the first installment of his trilogy. And then I think after that, I have a feeling there's going to be a Daisy Ridley movie, maybe the some version of the Ray Jedi Order movie or whatever, maybe in between the next the next episodes. But I really
Okay.
think the trilogy is probably the next thing coming up. Just everything they've thrown out there, nothing seems like it's ready for pre-production, but that seems the most along the way to me. And that's, I mean, I like, once again, I have no knowledge whatsoever. I'm just throwing this out there. Just a feeling.
Yeah.
But
No,
I would say that's probably the next thing. But you know, it would it surprise you if The Hunt for Ben Solo is one of the next movies too? Because that seemed dead and buried. And then that article you're referencing kind of breathed a little more life into it. And, from what I'm hearing, there are still fans putting up billboards and flying blimps and, doing these different things to really show support for that movie.
yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if, they go after that. Maybe there's the trilogy and we're going to have movies in between the trilogy, kind of like what we had when, they tried to do with Andor and Solo, or not Andor, well,
Yeah.
not Andor, but, Rogue One and Solo. Maybe they go back to that a little bit, have the trilogy, but have some side projects or however you want to phrase it along with that. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
And the other thing too, you asked about Lin Wen and Man in a Cowboy Hat coming out and introducing themselves and whatnot. Dave, what it, I, with the 50th anniversary coming up, I think that they got to be preparing to wow us. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of crazy that we haven't had much more about Mandalorian and Grogu. Starfighters continues to be in the news a little bit here and there. And we've had the reset of the parks going more towards the original trilogy. There's got to be some big announcement about the 50th, right? They have to be ready to just pummel us with good news and hype leading into next year. I think,
well, I like Tahu's idea. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Says explore the Force amidst their script. Movie is made. ETF saves the galaxy. That is far, far away. Oh yeah, let's go.
That's right.
Let's go.
We just got to get that script polished up.
Yeah, we haven't touched that in a while, have we?
Nope.
I don't even think we made it through the first full movie of it, but we got
that's the story of my life. I get real excited about stuff and start it and then never get back to it.
Yeah. Limitless Nerd. Hope everyone's having a good day. Yes, Limitless Nerd.
Yes,
I hope
we
you are too. What movie do you think is next? Lin Wen and Days, what's their first announcement? What movie are they making? So, yeah, I don't know. Oh my gosh. I'm a little upset about the information about James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi. I understand why they'd be hesitant to make that because, like, you're taking something that we've all been able to like have our own headcanon on, and you're making it official. So I get that's scary.
Yeah, I've always thought
but
that.
That's the one I want
more
than anything because I think that like
it's got to be such a big swing, right? Like
it's so trippy, man. And she said it breaks the mold or whatever. That's okay. Like that's fine. And the thing is you have 25,000 years to fix any mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, so
I know like people struggle with big numbers, but 25,000 years, it's a really big number. Like a lot can happen. I would imagine those first Jedi do not have laser swords. They have to have regular swords, maybe something, you know what I mean? Like there has to be like 25,000 years ago. There's going to be no technology.
Well, that's what's trippy is like
the dawn of this whole thing.
Yeah, like
it's got to be more spiritual and like more fantasy oriented, I would think. And
I think that'd be cool. And then you could see like some evolution, and you could just build, and you could build your own. And the thing is, too, is you could make 1,000-year epic starting from that to where the point where they're getting lightsabers and are doing things, and then big bad comes up and wipes everything out, and it has to start all over again. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're not. And I think like if it's a good movie, make it, and then say, well, this is how it started, but like just like Mankind, like, hey, this is how it started, but Ice Age, and then but disease, then the Ice Age, and then things get scrambled, and we start all over again.
It's not a linear progression. It's a rise and a fall, and a rise and a fall, but overall moving towards what we know today. But 25,000 years, you could do anything, and it can all change.
I mean, my head can't even wrap around that kind of time. Like we're 50.
No,
And I'm like,
nobody can.
how am I 50? Like that's weird. I've been on this.
Uh-huh.
You're talking 25,000 years.
Mhm.
I get it. It's nerve wracking. How do you create it? What spirit? I mean, we have spirituality in Star Wars. I mean,
Mhm.
Anakin's the chosen one, and there's all this other stuff. There's a lot of other things that kind
Yeah.
of go biblical on us, and you could why not take from all these different religions around the world and just kind of smush
Yeah.
it into a thing and make it, and just pay tribute to all of it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of cool, but I kind of agree with you. I do think that Simon Kinberg, especially with stuff that's been out recently, saying that possibly he's won the race lottery where he's going to get to make his movies with
Mhm.
Ray, but it won't be um she won't be the main star of it, which I don't understand
That
that.
was
Like
crazy.
she's not they've not done enough with her yet for her to be Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe by the end of the third film they're passing it off onto these
Mhm.
characters or something, but like you got to pace yourself, man. Like there's whatever.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think Simon Kinberg trilogy is um probably the next thing, but I wonder, a movie every year, or they're going to take 2028 off. I don't know why they would not try to capitalize on the momentum of the
Yeah.
50th anniversary,
Mhm.
because then you're going to have the 50th anniversary of Empire coming off in 3 years after that, and then you're going to have the 50th of Return of the Jedi. So I don't know. There's other places to play inside that, but I get maybe I don't know. I just, I guess there's decisions that we don't necessarily understand. Plus, they got to try to fit everything in there between Avatar films
Yeah.
um, and MCU films and then Disney spinoffs and all this stuff.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, that'll be interesting. Um,
But yeah, I mean, you are right. If they want to go to a movie a year model, if there's going to be something in
please
2028,
give me
it
a
has
year
to be it has to
movie.
be announced soon.
I just,
I mean,
I don't.
I think we all got our fingers crossed that the Super Bowl is going to lead to something. Whether that be a new Mando and Grogu trailer, and
Well,
then the
that's the
ball gets kind of
rumor.
rolled for that. But
Yeah, that's the rumor that we're getting that like first commercial of the Super Bowl is going to be Mando and Grogu.
yeah,
Um, So we'll see. But yeah, I would like an announcement. They need to do something too, because I mean, I don't want to get political on the show, but there are some grumblings on the internet about
hmm
celebration.
yeah,
And as things build in this country and people are afraid to come into it, they're going to need to do
hmm
something to ease the minds of the fans, I think. A lot of the
yeah,
fans, not everybody, a lot of people, some people don't care, but
yeah. Some
um,
people are oblivious, but
and again, I don't want to get into all that right now.
yeah,
We represent a bunch of people on this show, and it's not fair to pull them into stuff like that. But, um, you know, I would say just stay tuned,
hmm
possibly. But anyways, and then the question, bonus question: do any of these movies start actually shooting in 2026? I mean,
I hope so, but I don't hold a lot of I don't have a lot of faith that they will.
it started at the end of 2026. Let's say it started in January, or started in January, in like November,
November, December,
December.
yeah,
Would they say like a year and a half it takes to get these
hmm
things? 2 years. So I mean,
yep,
you're looking at a Christmas release in 2028 because you've had
yep,
these
it's possible.
2 May releases, then you go a year and a half um, to December, which I'm still fine with as long as we're getting
Yeah,
shows and things. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
hmm
But you got to make an announcement of something that's being made.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, like I said, my fingers are crossed that hopefully in the next couple weeks, with the Super Bowl is always a big deal. Still one of the most highly watched things out there.
yeah,
So if
next to the
that
World
leads
Cup,
to,
it's the biggest, isn't it?
yeah, I believe so. So if that leads to one thing, and then we kind of snowball and build up from there, that's my hope right now.
Yeah, Limitless Nerds said, I would have said Dave's Heir to the Empire movie, but today it looks like they may be Disney. Yeah, I just saw that too. That they're talking about him reworking that movie into a television series, like a continuation of what's going on with Mando, Grogu, Ahsoka, and all that stuff. So that'll be interesting to see what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, it really will be. I mean, that's what is Dave going to push for what Dave wants to do, the things
That's
that Dave has his hands in. That's I'm really interested to see. I i mean I was
There
going to
was
ask, is his movie going to be maybe pushed to the top,
what?
but if I didn't heard the talk about this, moving it to a TV show, but
Yeah, this
that'd be
just
great
came out
too.
today.
Yeah. We need something on the TV front. Like
Well, yeah, there's nothing.
after Ahsoka is nothing. And we don't even know when Ahsoka season 2 is coming out.
Yeah,
So
so yeah, I it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens there with all that. And again, and the problem with it is until they actually start shooting and start filming, I just don't believe it because
yeah,
we
yeah,
just had
it's
our
just
hearts ripped out too many
mhm.
times.
Yep. It's
Question
just
number
another script on that pile.
yeah. What will be the next live action Star Wars show to enter pre-production after Ahsoka season 2? Same question, but on TV. I'm trying to see if there's anything pertinent that he's saying. Will Mando and Grogu go back to the small screen? Or perhaps the Nick and Carlton Q's secret show will be announced. I don't know what that is. What secret show?
Yeah,
Oh,
Nick Carlton Hughes didn't they were part of what, Lost?
in
Is that
Schneider
what the
revealed
Q's?
former Lost Refused and Son Nick have been brought to environment. Oh, I don't know how I missed this. This is from April 21st of 2025. So we probably reported on it and just forgot about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, they're the Lost writers. Carlton Cuse and his son Nick have been brought on to write a new series for Disney Plus. The series, but that doesn't even say that it's Star Wars. I don't think it just says new series. So
Yeah. I think
that's
it's
kind of jumping
nobody
to
knows quite what it is.
yeah. So
Mm. Yeah, I don't
um,
that is a good question though. What is next? And I think we've been asking ourselves that for a while now, as the last couple shows have winded down and we saw nothing else has popped up as, the future of Disney Plus. What I mean, I'm super excited for Maul. Here in April, we get to start doing show reviews again. Don't have
yeah,
to worry about searching for show ideas.
yeah. There you go.
So stoked for that. That Maul looks like it's going to be really cool. I'm excited.
Which one's
Animation,
gonna be?
what they do with animation is just it's the look of it just gets better and better every time. So I'm real excited to see that and just something spin off from that. I hope there's more, plenty more animation stuff coming, but we don't know. There's nothing's been released about any kind of animations down the line. Nothing's been released about any live action that's down the line. There's hardly even any rumors really. So I'd say the little rumor that you popped up there that just came out today of the Heir to the Empire stuff. Maybe that's next. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what else is out there.
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I
Tahu
don't
said
see.
they should do a 50-year special akin to the holiday special. This is True Rose.
Yes,
Man,
I
maybe
would, dude.
they put more thought into it. Maybe
I'd love to see some crazy thing like that. It'd be great. It'd be awesome.
that
I'm
would
down
be
for
kind of
that for
bonkers.
real.
That would be kind of bonkers. So, yeah, I don't know. Like again, maybe what Limitless Nerd brought to our attention, and I did see that today. Um, maybe that's it, but I mean, that's
Maybe.
probably rumors are we're getting Ahsoka sometime this year, probably towards the end, later part of the year. We got the Boba Fett over on Instagram. What's up, buddy? That's the Steelers fan that I met on Sunday.
Nice. Yeah,
Um,
and do you see Mandalorian and Grogu coming back to the small screen?
oof.
I don't. I
I
don't.
think it depends on how well this movie does. I think if this movie knocks it out of the park and gets a billion,
Yeah, I
gonna
guess they'll
stay.
be looking at avenues to.
You could have like the Young Adventures of Grogu or something, like a little side
Yeah,
adventure or something, like some kind of kids show or something like that. That
yeah, they could certainly
adult.
spin some stuff off. Yeah,
Yeah, you could do something like that, or with it. I don't know. I'd honestly, I mean, if this movie doesn't do well, this could be the end of it.
yeah.
So, I mean, I still think Bando's probably biting the bullet at the end of this one, but um,
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
yeah. And then I just think that Pedro's gotten too big.
Yeah,
Then they continue on with. They should have just made it. They should have just made it. Brendan Wayne in the first place. Like,
yeah. I liked the Mandalorian better in season 1 when he kept his helmet on all the time and he barely had any dialogue.
See, that's
That
what
I love
people are
that.
arguing against that, but I'm like, that's
Oh,
like
I
the
loved
strong
it.
silent, like
Mhm.
just actions speak louder
Yep.
than words kind of thing. And
Yep.
that swagger, I mean, that was all built by Brendan and Lateef,
Mhm.
and so I don't know. I'm gonna go with what you said and what Limitless Nerd said, that the fact that I if that's true, then yeah, Heir to the Empire becomes a series. Probably I just they I
Well,
mean,
and even if that is true, okay, how long is it gonna be before it's out? Because if it's
we
just
gotta
in rumor
rewrite the
stages now,
scripts.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, we have no inside knowledge. We don't know what's going on behind the screen. Maybe they do have a great script or the idea is farther along down the line. But from the what we have announced or what rumor is out there, it doesn't seem like anything is anywhere near. So if they started tomorrow, you're still looking at 2028, late 2028 at the
Yeah,
earliest, I would think. So
I
that's a
think we'll get
long time with no new
animation.
content on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I think we get animation. I'll tell you what, though, I will drop Disney Plus if they're not going to make something for a while. Like, I'll just
Yeah.
drop it until something new's coming out. 'Cause, I
Yeah.
mean, I got all my movies. Like, I don't need Disney Plus for the
Yeah.
shows and the movies. I mean, I have all that stuff. So it's like,
Yeah.
quit paying $20 a month or whatever, and whatever it is. I don't even know how much it costs. Like, it's all like disguised and mixed in with Hulu and HBO
Mhm.
Max now.
Yeah.
Tahu
I get
says,
it
"Has
all.
anyone thought that we love the Mando and Grogu movie so much we watch it repeatedly at the cinema?" Tahu, I am praying, praying that is the case. That I go and I see it 10 times and beat my record for the Rise of Skywalker. And I like the Rise of Skywalker. I didn't like it that much. I just kept kind of falling and going to see
Yeah.
it again. But Star Wars on the big screen, if it's good, hell, I saw The Last Jedi like 4 times, so, I mean,
Mhm.
I didn't like that from the go. I kept going back, so they're at
I
least
think
getting 2 or 3 out of me probably.
Yeah. I think
Brandon,
that it's entirely possible that this movie is gonna be great. They will just love it because I mean, we're pretty far removed from. I know you guys just reviewed your top 3 episodes for Mando and Grogu, but
that was a
for a
fun
lot of
episode,
us,
got
we're
me
pretty
fired
far
up.
removed from any Mando seasons. And then the closest we are to a Mando season was Mando season 3, which wasn't all that great. So it's this could rekindle all that
Well, I'll tell you what,
and be this amazing show. I mean, when you think back, there's some amazing stuff in Mandalorian and Grogu. There's some
oh,
great
yeah.
excitement. Like this movie could be awesome. And
Yeah.
I mean, it connected, especially the first season connected with normal people. Like Baby Yoda is everywhere. So I don't know. Did we wait too long, or is there still a possibility? Is this going to be a hit? I'm hoping so.
Does this mean because of the international timeline, I get the movie first?
Sometimes they do get the
No
movies first.
spoilers, Tahu, no spoilers. I'll tell you this. I know that, we kind of been down on this film. Like, I'm not as excited for it for some reasons as I would be Starfighter, because I think Starfighter is unknown to me, and I like
Yeah,
that. I like
yeah,
it's new, it's moving
mhm,
forward, because I'm still stuck in the fact that no matter what happens in these movies with Mando and Grogu, it's got to end in a certain way so that they're not
yeah,
around. So I'm like,
mhm,
okay. Doing that episode was that 2 weeks ago when we started talking about our favorite. I was fired up about Mando and Grogu. Like, I was like, I
mhm,
forgot how good this show was. When
yeah,
it was good, it was really, really good.
mhm,
Seasons 1 and 2, there was not much bad. There
no,
wasn't many head scratching moments. And then season 3, there were a lot of highlights, but then it was like you couldn't stay up for too long and they just dropped you back down. It was like weird. Like it was like a roller coaster of emotions
yeah,
for that series for me. But I rewatched the first episode and the potential that it had where it started. I was like, oh, this is going to be nuts. Like, so much is happening,
mhm,
so many storylines. Like, this is going to be great. And then
mhm,
I just think that they failed on the execution part of it.
yeah.
So, But
Yeah.
but I hope Tahu that 100% that I go that Thursday. School will be getting out. I'll be supposed to be grading, but I'll be at the IMAX instead. And I'll see it then.
Everybody gets an A.
Everyone gets an A. I don't care. I got Mando and Grogu to get to. Everyone gets an A. I get there to see the 4 o'clock showing or whatever the earliest showing is, and then I probably go back that evening with somebody, and then my wife and I probably will go. And then if it's good enough, like if the kids, like my nieces and my nephews can handle it, I probably end up taking one of them to see it
Mhm.
because I want to keep passing that tradition on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm here for it though. Like I want it to be good. Like I don't want it to be bad. I'm just worried that it's gonna be.
Yeah. And it's just, that's kind of out there. You know what I mean? You're right. None of us want it to be bad. It's just, you
Just have
don't
a
have that
feeling.
locked in feeling that, this,
Yeah.
it's kind of wishy-washy. You're not sure. Like, I don't know. I'm hopeful. I'm excited for it.
Well, we did not even make a dent in our 26 questions.
I didn't think we would. I figured we'd get about this far.
I thought we'd get a
After
little
this
further.
question, it goes into the Mando and Grogu of it all, doesn't it?
Some TV stuff, and then yeah, there's a bunch here. I think question 11 starts Mando and Grogu related questions. So
Yeah.
I think
So maybe
that
next
this will
time.
probably be the next 2 episodes, maybe.
It could
Getting
be,
through all
yeah.
of this. So because then we have general Star Wars canon questions,
Mhm.
which are pretty good questions.
I mean, this art, I could tell. I sent this article to you. I told you this could lead to multiple shows, and this is kind of what I was expecting out of this. There's so much discussion to be had. Just like this article is perfect prompters for conversation. It
Yeah.
really is.
In a positive way too, like
Yeah.
not like some of the stuff we read.
Yep.
I have written on a sticky note here. Start with question 7. So that's where
Okay.
we'll start.
Perfect.
Hopefully try to get there. But folks, it's good to be back.
Yes, it is.
It's good
Let's
to
make
talk.
this a regular thing.
We should, maybe we'll be back next Tuesday. Plan is, folks, for us to be here till we can't be.
Mhm.
We're back. Tell all your Star Wars friends.
Yes.
Let us know. We'd love hearing from you guys. If you have, comments or anything like that, or things you want us to talk about, or, let us know in the chat what you think about all these questions and stuff. And, just here's to a good 2026 and
Yes.
kind of a build up to Maul and build up to Mando and Grogu and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, buddy. The boys are back.
Yes. Little fist bump, bro bump there. So, all right, folks. We will see y'all next Tuesday.
See ya.